Hello. Today we welcome Professor Noguchi to this interview. Thank you very much for joining us. So, Professor Noguchi, please tell us a little bit about yourself.
Thank you very much for having me today. It's a really great honor to introduce what I'm doing and passionate about the research. I am an associate professor in environmental design at Faculty of Architecture, Building and Planning, the University of Melbourne in Australia. I'm specializing in zero energy mass custom homes or ZEMCH and environmental experience design, engineering research and development.
Cool, thank you. So, our next question is, could you please tell us a little bit more background on the zero energy mass custom home or the subject that you are studying?
Sure. ZEMCH is an acronym or abbreviation of zero energy mass custom home that conceptually encompasses two housing typologies, zero energy housing and mass custom homes. Altogether, ZEMCH aims to reflect socio-economic, environmental, and humanly sustainable built environment, which can be applied to both developing and developed countries. Therefore, ZEMCH can be applied to various dimensions, being considered as an emergent notion, perhaps domain of interdisciplinary design engineering research for sustainable housing development in a global context.
Nice. So, what makes you want to research this subject, sustainable housing design engineering? Did you get any influence from other people?
Well, I'm so much influenced. I'm so much influenced by many, brilliant researchers and practitioners in architectural design domains who are particularly working on sustainable housing research and development around the globe. The notion of open buildings envisaged by Professor John Haberck and grow home concept introduced by Professor Avi Friedman helped me build a theoretical foundation of my proposed mass custom design engineering thinking and approaches to quality affordable homes. In fact, housing affect people, society directly and indirectly, because housing is a system of energy and environment that generate huge, enormous impact on climate change, housing affordability, inclusiveness, equitability, human health and well-being, productivity, and so on. You can name it. There's a clear need for systematic interdisciplinary design research that should be carried out through the application of existing scientific knowledge or engineering solutions for the delivery of socially, economically, environmentally, and humanly sustainable built environments.
Cool. I'm sure we all know how important housing is for all of us. So, what is the innovative or interesting part about your research? How is your work different from the previous findings?
Good questions, but the research or education is a step ladder. We always step on existing knowledge to create a new. My research is rooted deeply in mass customization concept. Mass customization is an oxymoron or of how different notion of mass production or standardization and customization can work together seamlessly The concept was introduced by Stanley Davis in 1987. In the same year, United Nations introduced sustainable development. Therefore, based on them, I first introduced my proposed mass custom design approach to quality affordable housing at a conference held in Aguascalientes, Mexico in 2000. I just started then my PhD research at McGill University School of Architecture. I still remember that. And in 2007, I had the opportunity to design Canada's first net zero energy house. I would say near net zero energy house, which is called Ecoterra House, in partnership with a housing manufacturer and some illustrious academics in Canada. And later on, these experiences, my successes and failures in zero energy housing and mass custom home design research contributed to the establishment of zero energy mass custom home and ZEMCH domain, which is today studied much widely or deeply by many brilliant researchers from across the world.
I see. So our next question is, what are the challenges that you are facing in the current situation? Did you find any difficulties while doing your research?
Yes. Well, housing energy use is affected by not only physical, tangible building materials and system design, but also human attitude and behaviors. Zero energy home defined through today's limited simulation approach may hardly achieve the actual zero energy operation if their households lavish their energy use regardless of consequences. The challenge is how to engage their user behaviors for energy use in the design decision-making process more substantially, and how to educate their households to use the house, live in the house properly towards energy savings after occupancy.
I see. So next question is, will further research be needed in this field? And is there a next move from this research for you?
My next move would be how to understand and predict user behaviors and the consequences in the domestic living environment. And also, I need to explore much further how the behavioral data can be incorporated into the mass custom design approach that affects not only domestic energy consumption outcomes, but also human health and well-being over the time.
Great. So our next question is, what are your main interests in your following research?
If I pick one, I would say that now I'm very much interested in further enhancing or enhancement of human-centric environmental experience design research for domestic energy efficiency, as well as human health and well-being under the umbrella of ZEMCH research and development activities in global context.
Great. We sure hope that under your research, more people will be able to afford a house and nobody will be homeless anymore. So before we finish this interview, is there any acknowledgement you would like to make?
I'd like to acknowledge my faculty of architecture, building, planning, Melbourne School of Design, University of Melbourne, which heavily support my ZEMCH research and development activities.
Thank you very much, Professor Noguchi, and we wish you the best luck for your ongoing research.
Thank you.